In this experiment, which we call Growling gummy bears, the idea is we are taking the sugar in gummy bears and we are oxidizing it using potassium chlorate. So in this experiment, we start with potassium chlorate solid in our test tube and we heat that using a propane torch. Upon heating, that first decomposes into potassium chloride and potassium perchlorate, and then further heating results in potassium chloride and then oxygen. Once we have basically molten the potassium chloride using that propane torch, we then add in our source of sucrose, which is a gummy bear. Initially, we add half a gummy bear as opposed to the entire one, so it's not ejected during this very exothermic reaction. So in the oxidation of this sucrose, we form carbon dioxide and water, and this also results in a very strong caramelization and sugary smell. During the reaction, as you saw, there is a release of heat, flame, as well as a lavender flame, which is characteristic of the potassium ion that's used in this reaction. So per gummy bear, we can produce about 35 kilojoules of energy, which is quite a lot. As far as safety, it's important to note that potassium chlorate is a very strong oxidizer, so you should avoid having any combustible materials, including your surface, and avoid having any flammable materials like paper nearby. Because it is a highly exothermic reaction, it's important that we do use safety equipment and avoid touching this reaction while it's hot. It's also important to do this reaction in a well-ventilated area, such as a fume hood. There is the potential for the gummy bears or any of the reaction contents to be ejected, so please be aware of that. And it's also important to only clean up this reaction once it's completely cooled down. And finally, for putting the actual gummy bears in the test tube, it is recommended to use long tongs to avoid being near that very hot source for quite a bit of time.